It's Wednesday night, just leaving court. We had a very intense day in proceedings. Just a reminder, this case, it's a sexual assault case. 5 former members of the 2018 World Junior Hockey team had been accused of sexually assaulting a woman in a hotel in the early morning hours of June 19, 2018. Michael McLeod, Carter Hart, Alex Fermenton, Dylan Dubé, and Cal Foote are on trial, and they have pled not guilty. So I got to London on Monday, and what was really significant on Monday is we, the public, got to hear for the very first time the complainant, who is known as EM, recount her version of events of what happened in that hotel room nearly 7 years ago. She says that she had consensual sex with one of the players after meeting him at a London bar, and that shortly after, other players started arriving, and that she felt very shocked and scared and didn't know what to do. And then they asked her to go on the hotel room floor, and she ultimately went along with what they were saying. She felt she had no choice but to do this in order to keep herself safe. She says that she was really drunk, that she was afraid and fearful, and that she actually went numb and sort of went into autopilot, survival mode. Her mind and body are separated. At one point, she talked about, as she's being asked to perform oral sex on multiple players, sort of her mind floating up to the corner of the room. But then the last 2 days, there was cross-examination of her evidence. And this is where defense lawyers, their job is to go in and point out inconsistencies and poke holes. And they offered a very different version of events. The defense attorneys in this case have said that actually EM was the one who was inviting the sexual activity. She's the one who asked Michael McLeod to invite his teammates to the room for a, quote, wild night. They allege that she was acting at times like a porn star. And in fact, that idea entered this conversation because EM mentioned something like that in a pre-trial screening with police and Crown attorneys. And EM was asked about this, to explain this. And under cross-examination, she conceded that maybe as a way to just get through it, she did adopt this persona because that's what she thought the players wanted. She says that she doesn't recall, asking for any sexual activity, but she wouldn't rule out the possibility. I think at the very beginning of this case, the Crown said to the jury, this case is not about what you would have done in a situation like this. And they really urged the jury to not fall into old ideas about rape myths and stereotypes of how kind of real, quote, victims behave in a sexual assault. So they were warned off the top that this case is going to be a tricky one. And I think the last several days have been very emotional. And in fact, today ended with sort of breaking down in tears under questioning about, potential inconsistencies in her testimony. And it ended early, a little bit early for the day. And we have a long way to go.